Well, I'm directing this movie called Gosnell, and we're in Guthrie for a few days. One of the things we're doing is using one of the buildings in Guthrie to double as the Gosnell Clinic in Philadelphia.
Well, the story of Kermit Gosnell should be really well known, but for some reason the media in America didn't make a big deal out of it. He could quite possibly be the biggest serial killer in the history of the world, if you will, because he's a medical doctor. He's performing abortions and late-term abortions past the 24-week limit which was law in Pennsylvania, for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of young women. He had untrained, unlicensed staff that he trained himself, administering all the anesthetic. It actually resulted in the death of one woman named Carnamaya Monger, which is what got my detective that I play in the film. It got him very interested in charging this guy for murder. He performed so many late-term abortions, you can't even scratch the surface on it. And the footage that we have about the raid on his clinic is so real. I actually saw footage from the original real raid versus our footage, and I couldn't tell which was which. So we've done a nice job. I thought when we were shooting, I thought, well, there's no way the place could have been this bad. And the truth of the matter is, it was. It was horrific, and what was going on there was horrific. I wish more people were aware of what went on, and hopefully from watching this film, they'll see. The film doesn't take sides, one side or the other. It just tells the story the way the story unfolded.
Not only is it dark, it's just totally unique in that it's so ignored by the media. You know, it's sort of one of those situations where what normally you would think would be a crime that would be kind of jumped on by the media, because it's so horrendous, they had the opposite reaction. They just kind of completely ignored it. And so that aspect of it is sort of fascinating to me, the political ramifications about why people in the media didn't want to cover the story. And also just the subject matter itself. I mean, abortion is something that everybody seems to have an opinion about, but nobody really seems to know that much about. And I know that when I read the script, there was just so much information in it that I just didn't know, that I wasn't aware of. And I think that that's important. I think that's going to be helpful to anybody, no matter what side of the issue they're on. When I read the script, I was just fascinated about all the facts surrounding abortion, the politics of abortion, and the actual mechanics of it that I just really wasn't aware of. And I think in that sense, it might be more interesting to people than they would expect.
Well, Detective Wood is a big-time veteran of the Philadelphia Police Force, and he is a guy who's very strong in his convictions, and he can be a little volatile, be a little bit of fun too. But he's somebody who's really strong in his convictions, and when he stumbles upon the situation with Dr. Gosnell, he is committed to making sure that the guy pays the price for the wrongdoings that he's committing, and he's committing a lot.
It's not really a horror film, although what happens is horrific. It's more like a really good 2-hour special episode of Law and Order. That's really what it's like. It's crime, detection, and trial. You know, that it's a crime drama. What I wanted to do from the beginning with this story is to just tell the truth about what happened as closely as we could do while still making it a dramatically effective story. So I didn't want to make up anything. I didn't want to try to convince anybody of anything. I just want to tell the story and let people decide about it what they want. You know, because I think that's too many times movies are so committed to trying to convince you of a certain argument that they become dull. And I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything with this movie. All I'm saying is, you know, this is something you should look at, and whatever you think about it is your business.
I'm a guy who likes small towns, so to shoot in a small town like Guthrie, Oklahoma, for me is perfect. It's got that almost Mayberry vibe to it, you know. You've got these great old buildings, and the facades of these buildings aren't just facades like I'm used to in Hollywood. You actually go inside, and it's a real building. It's been here since 1859 or something like that. It's pretty cool. So it's a great little small town. People have been extremely welcoming and friendly, and we're not the first film to shoot here, so in no way are they shocked or surprised by seeing a film company. It's like another day for them. But it's a beautiful small town, and I love being here, love filming here. Excited for my son to come out and visit. It's a good, fun spot, and kind of looking at that loft up there, just for an additional place in case I got to get out of Los Angeles.